Hi students, how are you? Hope all of you are fine. In this session, we are going to discuss about prime numbers, composite numbers and co-prime numbers. Okay, so these all are interrelated. Okay, but prime numbers and composite numbers are types of natural numbers. Okay, but co-prime number is a different concept. You should keep in mind before we enter into this topic. Okay, so prime number and composite numbers are natural numbers. Okay, prime numbers and composite numbers are natural numbers. Okay, so natural numbers are divided into two types. One is prime numbers and next one is composite numbers. Okay, as you know well, natural numbers start from 1 and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and so on. Okay, now the definition of prime number says any natural number more than 1 which is having only two divisors or two factors, the number 1 and the number itself. Okay, I will repeat once again. Prime numbers are the natural numbers more than 1 and it's having only two factors, number 1 and the number itself. Okay, now coming to the definition of composite number. Composite numbers are other than prime numbers. Composite numbers are the natural numbers other than prime numbers which are having more than two divisors or more than two factors. Okay, now let's start from number 1. Okay, see, the classification of prime numbers and composite numbers is purely based on how many factors or how many divisors a particular number is having. Based on that. Okay, now you can see the number 1. How many factors are there for number 1? Only one factor, number 1. Okay, because the number 1 and the number itself both are same. Okay, the definition of prime number requires minimum two factors, 1 and the number itself. And the definition of composite number requires more than two factors. Okay, since number 1 is having only one factor, number 1 is neither classified into prime number and nor classified into composite number. Clear? Now coming to number 2. Number 2 is having two factors, 1 and 2. Okay, so number 2 is classified as a prime number. Okay, but there are some specialities for the number 2 in the prime numbers list. Number 2 is the only even number in the prime numbers list. Apart from number 2, all the prime numbers are odd number. Okay, apart from this, one more speciality is also number 2 is having in the prime numbers list. Number 2 is the lowest and small prime number. Okay, now coming to number 3. Number 3 is having only two factors, 1 and 3. So number 3 is a prime number. Okay, coming to number 4. Number 4 is having 1 as a factor and 4 as a factor. In between 2 is also a factor which is having more than two factors. So number 4 is classified as a composite number. Coming to number 5. Number 5 is having only two factors, 1 and 5. So it's a prime number. Okay, coming to number 6. It's having 1 as a factor, 6 as a factor, and 2 as a factor, and 3 as a factor. So 4 factors are there for number 6, which is more than 2. So number 6 is classified as a composite number. Okay, coming to number 7. Number 7 is having 1 and 7 only. So it's a prime number. Coming to 8. 1, 8, 2 and 4 are the factors. Okay, so 8 is a composite number. Coming to 9. 9 is also having more than two factors, 1, 9 and 3. So 9 is a composite number. Like that, all the natural numbers are classified into two types. One is prime number and composite number. The classification is based on the number of factors a particular number is having. Okay, so to recall your memory, prime number is a natural number which is more than 1 and having only two factors, number 1 and the number itself. Composite number is a number which is having more than two factors. Okay, now number 1 you should keep in mind, number 1 is neither classified as a prime number nor classified as a composite number. And coming to number 2 is a smallest prime number, and number 2 is the only even prime number. All other numbers in the prime number list are odd numbers. Okay, for your information, there is a list of prime numbers below 200 in your scroll down video in your learning platform vadivil-vadyar.com. Watch that video to keep all the prime numbers in your memory, and take a printout of that attached downloadable PDF file and fix in your mathematics notebook. Just go through that so that your memory will get reinforced on these prime numbers. Okay, now coming to the co-prime numbers. Okay, coming to the co-prime numbers, this is not the type of natural number. Okay, when we talk about co-prime numbers, we always talk about a pair of numbers. Okay, co-prime numbers, the first condition is pair of numbers. Okay, here we are comparing two numbers. Okay, these two numbers are said to be co-prime when there's no common divisors for those two numbers except one. So no common divisors except one. Okay, see, 1 is the common divisor for all the numbers. Okay, so no need to consider 1, keep it aside. Apart from that 1, there's no common divisor for this pair of numbers. Okay, and point number 3, you should keep in mind, consecutive numbers are always co-prime. Okay, consecutive numbers are always co-prime. Again, co-prime numbers are always comparing a pair of numbers. For example, 9 and 10. Okay, 7 and 20, 11 and 32. And there's no common divisors except 1. Those numbers are not having any common divisors. For example, you can take these two numbers 9 and 10. Okay, 9 is having divisors as 1, 9, and in between 3. There are 3 common divisors, 1, 3 and 9 for the number 9. And coming to the number 10, 1 is the common divisor and 10 is the common divisor. In between, 10 is having 2 and 5 as the common divisor, right? 1, 2, 5, 10 are the common divisor for 10. Now you can see, we have already told except 1, there is no common divisors. So no need to consider this 1. Okay. Apart from that, you see 3 and 9 are the common divisor here, and 2, 5, 10 are the common divisor here. There is no common divisors between 9 and 10. Okay, so 9 and 10 are said to be co-prime numbers. Okay, so don't get confused when you are talking about co-prime numbers. Those pair of numbers should always be prime. It's not necessary. Okay, I can tell you the point number 4. Co-prime numbers not necessarily to be prime numbers. Okay, there's no common divisors except 1, and consecutive numbers are always co-prime. You can take any number, 10 and 11, 11 and 12, 12 and 13, 13 and 14, 14 and 15, 101 and 102, 251 and 252. Always consecutive numbers are always co-prime numbers. Okay, and then co-prime numbers are not necessarily to be prime numbers. Okay, you can take an example of 7 and 15. 7 is a prime number. 15 is a composite number. Okay, let us check the factors of 7 and 15. 7 is having two factors, 1 and 7, and 15 is having 1, 15, 3 and 5. Okay, 7 is having 1 and 7 as the factors, and 15 is having 1, 3, 5 and 15 as the factors. Okay, so leave this 1. Apart from 1, there's no common factor for 7 and 15. Okay, but 7 is a prime number and 15 is a composite number. Okay, so co-prime numbers are not necessarily to be prime numbers. Okay, so keep all these points in mind. Okay, and Watch the scroll down video list of prime numbers, which will help you to make your understanding better. Okay. So with this, we are completing this topic. Thank you, students. Stay tuned, stay focused, stay confident. Let's march towards our mission of target 100. Thank you. See you in the forthcoming lessons. Bye-bye.